The Russell reconstitution is a massive liquidity event, and the reconstitution, or rebalancing as some people would know it, reflects the need to alter the makeup of the major indices to reflect changes in the market capitalization of all the companies across the Russell universe.
Reconstitution essentially resets the membership of the Russell indexes, such as the large cap Russell 1000 and small cap Russell 2000 indexes. Eligible U.S. stocks are re-ranked by their size as of the rank day in May, and the changes are implemented on the last Friday of June or the Friday prior if the last Friday is the 29th or 30th in order to ensure proper liquidity in the markets. Our transparent and thoughtful reconstitution process ensures an orderly rebalance, which includes using primary exchange closing prices from NYSE and NASDAQ to complete this year's Russell U.S. Index's reconstitution. NYSE-listed stocks utilize NYSE's auction mechanism, while NASDAQ-listed stocks utilize NASDAQ's closing cross mechanism to execute shares for each stock at a single price on Friday, June 25th. The largest and smallest companies in the Russell 3000 and the breakpoint between large and small cap indexes reflect the changes in the markets over the years based on the relative size of companies in the U.S. equity market. The breakpoint dropped in 2020 following the COVID crash, and this year's record high breakpoint of $5.2 billion demonstrates how the markets have recovered since last year. This demonstrates why we reconstitute the indexes annually to capture changes like this on a regular basis.
The reconstitution takes place at a specific time, but the calculations for the changes are announced much earlier to give investors time to prepare.
We like to call Russell reconstitution one of the most anticipated and orderly index rebalance events because of the transparency that we provide into the methodology that we use and the communication that we provide to the market into what's changing. Preliminary changes to the indexes based on data as of May 7th rank day this year were announced on June 4th, which was followed by query week. For performance purposes, the changes take effect at the open of Monday, June 28th. However, most trades are anticipated to occur at the close of June 25th.
The size of the funds that are tracking these indices are absolutely vast, and that's why the resulting flows can have such an impact and why investors need to take note.
Russell Recon Day is one of the largest trading days in the U.S. equity markets, with more than $100 billion traded across NYSE and NASDAQ exchanges on Recon Day in 2019 and 2020. $10.6 trillion in assets are benchmarked to the Russell indexes as of December 2020 based on third-party sources. Of the $10.6 trillion benchmarked, $7.5 trillion track the Russell growth or value indexes. Furthermore, $1.9 trillion in passive or index fund assets are tracking the Russell indexes with an average fund size of almost $6 billion. And these are the investment managers who are tracking the indexes closely by replicating the index's positions.
A large number of stocks will be added or removed from the various indices, and this can have a significant impact on individual names as well as an impact on sectors if the same types of stocks have been rising or falling in tandem.
The Russell indexes are a modular set of benchmarks. The membership of the Russell 1000 and Russell 2000 indexes will be reset so that the Russell 2000 members that have grown past the banded market cap above the $5.2 billion breakpoint, so in this case, the upper breakpoint, the banded top, if you will, of the band, away from the breakpoint is $7.3 billion. So those Russell 2000 index members have to exceed the $7.3 billion threshold in order to be reassigned to the Russell 1000. And Russell 1000 members whose market cap have dropped below the banded market cap of $3.6 billion at the bottom of the band will be reassigned to the Russell 2000 index, so that the Russell indexes continue to include companies that represent their respective market segments. 56 companies are being added to the Russell 1000, a majority of which are migrating from the Russell 2000 index. 45 companies are moving from the Russell 1000 to the Russell 2000 index. 5 IPOs are being added to the Russell 1000 and 38 to the Russell 2000. 271 companies are joining the Russell 2000 index, and 323 companies are departing, with 286 companies moving to the Russell Microcap Index from the Russell 2000 Index. And of course, the entire index inclusive of the Russell Microcap Index is the Russell 3000E Index. We typically talk about the Russell 3000, which is the Russell 1000 plus the Russell 2000, but inclusive of those microcap names at the bottom of the eligible universe, up to 4,000 stocks, is the Russell 3000E Index. So this index, after net additions of more than 450 securities this year, will include more than 3,800 securities representing almost $48 trillion in total market cap, an increase of 52% from 2020. Sector weights for the Russell indexes are an outcome of the companies being re-ranked and reassigned to the new indexes. We use a framework called ICB. So we aren't setting sector weight targets. Again, they are just an outcome of the securities being rolled up into the new indexes that they are being reassigned to. So for the Russell 1000, the sector shifts are relatively minor, with modest increases in technology and consumer discretionary weights. For the Russell 2000 index, the largest increase by 2 percentage points is in healthcare, offset by the largest decrease in consumer discretionary decrease of about 2.5 percentage points.
The major reconstitution of an index can create significant opportunities for investors in individual names. Asset managers have become more adept at managing the changes and minimizing the impact, but all investors should be aware of what's happening and monitor their own stocks within these indices.